Hey, hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of the NRS CStore Insider Podcast. I'm John Lofstock. I'll be your host today, and I'm pleased to be joined with two gentlemen from National Retail Solutions. We have Ari Korman, who is the Senior Vice President of E-commerce, and Josh Korman, the Director of E-commerce Solutions for NRS. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John. Good to be here.
Doing well.
So today we're going to talk about e-commerce, and I think when retailers hear e-commerce, the first thing that probably comes to their minds is really like the Amazon and kind of that kind of a platform. But I think in reality, they need to kind of think outside the box, and e-commerce has really become so much more in today's mobile world. So why don't, if we can begin, why don't you tell us a little bit about NRS's e-commerce solutions?
Sure. So, it used to be, John, there was a time where e-commerce was a luxury, right? It was really the domain of, startups and super centers, either with unlimited resources for development or, backed by huge amounts of VC money. That's not the case anymore. We found out with the pandemic and changing tastes and culture that we live in a digital first world. And, physical interactions generally end up with a digital gate, right? They start out with some kind of digital interaction. It might be, I'm going to go on Waze and find my route home, or, I'm going to see a new product on Instagram that my friend posted, or something, something of that nature. So, we live in a very much digital first world that combines the physical experience, physical retail, along with a digital experience. So, for us, for the products that we offer for our merchants, it's really about combining the physical and the digital, and really helping them achieve, what we call phygitality, right? That combining of a physical experience, physical retail presence with the same on the digital side, a digital experience and a digital presence where they can really thrive. For us, one of the questions that we always have here at NRS is, our merchants, are they looking to survive or are they looking to thrive? And what we've always found is that with the right tools, they really want to thrive. They want to thrive with, not only for themselves, but for the next generation too. And the only way to do that now is by having a very robust digital offering. And, that's what we're here to provide.
In today's mobile world, right? Everyone, retailers have apps for consumers. It used to be, I'm just going to use food for an example here, but it's really become consumables, paper towels, laundry detergents, everything. But food, you'd have to get up, or you order from the local pizzeria, or you get in your car and you drive to the local little Chinese restaurant, someplace local, the local convenience store. But now with these mobile apps, everything is at your fingertips. Whatever you want in your market, you could have 100 different restaurants. You can have food from any local convenience store. So when retailers are looking at expanding their business, what should they be looking at? What are the factors they should consider when investing in these e-commerce platforms? Is it competition? Is it growing the business? All of the above?
Yeah, so I think it's definitely all of the above. And you're right. You could get a local Chinese restaurant from halfway across the country to ship to you, in an icebox. So how do you compete with that? So we find it's also very community related, right? But if you don't have that digital presence, community has moved online. So if you're not part of an online community in some way, you don't have digital tools that expand beyond just selling online, right? You need to be able to sell online. You need to be able to market your business online. You need to be able to engage online like you would in the physical world with, selling at your store, handing out flyers or talking to other community members. You need to move all that online in order to have that same digital presence so that you can, continue to attract the community and continue to build out potentially new communities that, care about your store. And even in the C-store world where, we might think of convenience as, an impulse buy potentially, or it's not something, where you're potentially seeking out. Nevertheless, if your digital presence stands out in some way, with the tools that we offer, then you're able to compete with the larger chains and with the folks halfway across the country.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the things, this is kind of as an aside, that I've heard, the biggest complaints I've heard from retailers when it comes to investing in e-commerce was controlling the product or controlling the message, especially when you get involved with a third party. So let's say I use Uber Eats and I order from the local convenience store. And the Uber Eats driver is, drives like me, drives a lunatic, stop and go, and the food falls on the floor, and so it gets stuck to the lid. They will say, wow, the local convenience store, the food has gone downhill, when it was really the Uber Eats driver. So do you hear about any of those concerns? Do you, like, what kind of feedback do you get from retailers when they say, I'm not sure if this is right for me?
So we definitely hear concerns along those lines. It's not not only about controlling that part of the customer experience, but also about controlling the other side of the customer experience, which is I don't know who my customers are anymore, right? I never I never see them. I just hand a bag off to a delivery driver and off they go. So our solution, particularly on the delivery side, we offer two options really. One is a merchant's own website, so it's fully white labeled. It's something that they can make their own. They can customize it. They can really, build it out to represent their own brand, if they have one as a convenience store, or our BR Club shopping app, which also has, delivery integrated with Uber and with DoorDash and with others, where they become a part of our platform, and we give them, the power of the platform to, go market and go sell to others. But we have an eye towards, the merchants themselves, so we pass all customer information along to them. That's something that we share with them. They can use for their own benefit as well, and for their own websites in particular. They're able to really control that experience all the way through to the end. And really, if there are any delivery issues, that flows back to us. So we have responsibility in working with these merchants to ensure that that customer experience and that delivery experience, even that driver experience, is appropriate. And I know that driver experience is definitely something that is kind of key to success here. And there are a lot of studies being done now. Josh and I just spoke to someone from Ohio, a professor from Ohio State University, who's very much focused on how do you improve the driver experience in order to impact, the merchant and consumer experience. And there are a lot of levers to pull. There are a lot of ways to tap into that. We want to make sure we're at the forefront of that to ensure that the merchants are protected and consumers have the best experience.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like that's a good way to start gathering data, right? Once these customers keep coming back, you kind of get a portrait of who your customer is, their contact information, where they like to eat. That probably opens the doors to a whole bunch of marketing opportunities.
Exactly, and I think I'll let Josh talk about the marketing aspect, but of our digital solution. But you're absolutely right. Right. Once you understand that audience that's there, you can create a target audience, which is bigger than that. And an experience that I had, I went into an NRS store. They have the NRS POS. They're fully integrated. They have the entire solution. They're based in Passaic, New Jersey. Excuse me. My sister-in-law lives in Clifton, New Jersey. And she's never on the route to pass this store. She never goes by. She's not really in the same neighborhood or community, but the store is less than 2 miles from her house. So if she had the right tools at her fingertips as a consumer, the BR Club app, or had access to the marketing that that merchant would provide, that merchant could easily expand his radius of customers to entirely new communities. But I'll just talk a little bit more about our marketing efforts to do that.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. So before I dive into some of the specifics on the marketing front, it's important to note that all the different e-commerce features that we're trying to assist the stores with, they all have to really work together. And marrying each feature together is really what makes the kinds of things we're offering particularly impactful for our clientele. Not having it piecemeal, taking maybe a delivery component, a separate marketing component, and trying to jam them together yourself, but having us kind of conceive of how everything works together and offering it as one cohesive package. So from a marketing perspective, this obviously ties into the selling piece and the delivery. We offer a local SEO product called Find My Biz and Manage My Reviews, and that product is really designed to help our customers, help our merchants with getting their store listed online prominently. So not being on the 5th page of Google, but showing up within the the top 3 to 5 results when customers are searching. And we thought this was actually a really crucial piece to what we were doing, because most of our stores don't have that really strong digital presence for lots of different reasons. You know, our owners are the busiest people you'll ever meet in your life. So the amount of resources they have to put into marketing and to doing these digital tasks that are required to market your business is definitely a challenge for them. And that's really why we thought this product was essential. So having them list online, having their customers find them easily. You know, many people may not even know their store exists. So just being on these apps, websites, maps, you know, whatever you could think of, is really critical for our merchants. And then ultimately, it allows our merchants to drive customers to their website or to the BR Club link. So that's really the way we're marrying get found online, market yourself online, but also sell online and use the pieces together to really optimize your digital presence.
And what I'll add to that is you know there are really great nuances now to each one of those three kind of areas we need to be online, right? Selling online, marketing online, engaging online. Something like marketing online, local SEO, the nuances of where am I going to rank in the listings based upon what my SEO looks like. That's not something, as Josh said, our merchants are cheap cook and bottle washer. That's not something they're going to be able to figure out. That's where we come in, right? That's our job. Our job is to figure out those nuances and be able to, distill them down so a merchant can easily get found online, like Josh said, while we're able to handle, all of the ins and outs of Google or anybody else.
Extremely important right now. I can't stress enough. When I talk to retailers, they worry, the C-store retailers and some of the urban stores as well, they worry about eroding market share, about how customers, it's not your traditional customer anymore. And being seen is like their newest, biggest fear. And it was always location was our competitive advantage. And now it went almost, in just a couple of years to, man, how do we be seen? How do we get more people onto our lots or into our stores? So when retailers are looking at these angles and they are considering investing in an e-commerce solution, what are some of the factors they should consider?
Sure. So that's a great question, right? That's where everybody needs to start. I think today the internet in general is moving towards aggregation, right? You even look at something like ChatGPT. It's basically an aggregation engine for the entire internet, distilled down into human speech. So, anybody who is looking for firepower to compete with, chains or to be seen, or to compete with those startups who are online, you need aggregation. And that's what NRS provides. So, we provide a full stack solution that aggregates all these different services for a merchant into one, simple to use solution. So, even if it's like we said, selling online, marketing online, engaging online in different ways, you need an aggregated software solution that you can go to market with and that you can manage. Frankly, it's not only about setting and forgetting it. You need to be able to manage the solution easily. Be able to manage everything from from your store in one simple place. So I think that's what we're able to provide.
And just to add to Ari's point, there's also an economic concern, especially for our merchants. Needing these solutions at a really practical price point. You could outsource your marketing, you could outsource your SEO. It could be many thousands of dollars a month to do that. But NRS really our goal is to create really affordable programs and services that are just as robust as much of the competition. And I think in this case we've been able to do that.
So for these retailers that do want to move forward, and they should, I mean, let's be honest, they really should. If you're going to compete in this marketplace right now, you need to be online and have a thriving program. What are the first steps? How do they get started? What do you recommend?
They should email us ecom at nrsplus.com. We can get them set up with all three of our online verticals: selling online, marketing online, engaging online. Within an hour, they'll get extensive training for those programs, and we'll handle everything else. That's a great place to start. They could always reach out to us as well. we'll provide email addresses and contact information, I'm sure, down below when we get there. And, we'd love to discuss with retailers also where they see, the future of, retail going from their perspective, from the CStore perspective. And we're always looking for, new partnerships. And we got a lot coming down the pike. I won't discuss it, today. I'm sure we'll have future podcasts about, our future features. But, we're always looking to innovate for these, for our merchants, for the independent stores. And, they should come find us however they can. We're also on LinkedIn, obviously, and all the other social media platforms.
It's an important note, Ari. So if you are an independent store, whether you have one store, two stores, you could get the power of a big chain and get the technology of big chains behind you to really help grow your presence online and to help reach customers that you may not have been able to reach before. So it's great stuff, guys. And any closing thoughts?
No, I think, Don, you summed it up really well. That's what we're trying to do, provide a full stack. And, like I said before, the power of the platform that these independent merchants would not be able to get anywhere else.
Good. And we'll go ahead and we'll list email or contact information for NRS Plus, or you can visit nrsplus.com to get more information about their e-commerce platform. And you can also reach out to Ari or Josh for any specific questions that you may have. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time today. I enjoyed it.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate it.
Us too.
And I hope everyone else enjoyed it as well. And you can please tune in to a future NRS podcast where we will discuss other important retail issues. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.